Hi, everyone. So, I want to talk about some experiences that I had this week on relationship issues. They were quite major, and I know I often bring it up, but I guess it's one of the challenges that keep coming back over and over again. And it's relationship not only with partners, but with friends, with one's job, with all the things that one does during the course of a day. What happens is one of two things. One of three things maybe. What is that happens is that in any confrontation, no, in any situation where another person is involved, a number of things can happen. Firstly, your fight-flight mechanism can kick in which case you obviously seeing that situation as challenging, and then either you withdraw, I'm a withdrawer, or you attack. Other people attack, very loud voices and screaming and shouting, and but they're both the same in the sense they're both coming out of the fight-flight mechanism, which is mechanical and also animal-driven. It's an area below the diaphragm, and we come from our gut feeling, and there we react or withdraw. Now, those situations that are come up are interesting because I call those reactions my edge. Why do I call it an edge? Because when I don't react, I don't feel an edge. I just feel at peace with the world, moving clearly. I don't even have a real sense of self then. Things are just moving. And I feel a sense of awe and wonder personally. That's what happens to me when things are going really well and things are easy and I'm not doing withdrawal and I'm not in attack mode. Then I don't feel an edge. I feel as if I am, infinite, expansive. Can't even talk about an edge to myself then. But when I react, then I feel an edge. And that edge is not comfortable. The edge is, I can feel irritation arising, anger arising, unhappiness of some sort arising inside me. I feel my body is now at an edge. There's something happening over here. And of course, the trouble is that what I tend to do, and what I think most people tend to do, you blame the other person for the fact that you're feeling an edge. Now, one has to remember that the other person, and we say things like, you pressed my buttons. Well, remember that the other person, no way the other person can get inside you. So to say they're pressing your buttons when they don't even know where the buttons are. So you're the one standing in front of all those buttons, there you are sitting in front of the buttons and you press the anger button or the irritation button or the jealousy button. And then what happens is that that's what you feel. You can feel inside yourself a whole range of sensations, and you call them anger, resentment, jealousy, whatever names you call it. And then you tend to blame the other person for what's happening inside you. But of course the other person can't get inside and press your buttons. You're the one pressing your own buttons. So you press the button of anger and then you feel angry and then you respond to that feeling. Or you feel the sense of not being good enough. And not being good enough means that you withdraw. But the point is, you doing it, not the other person. The other person who probably doesn't even know what they've done. They don't even know that the tone of voice that they've used is going to set off a whole chain of reactions for you. You say, I didn't like your tone of voice. Well, the person was probably didn't even notice what their tone of voice was. So one has to be so careful in this game we play of blaming the other for our discomfort. Our discomfort is because we have an edge. Somewhere or another there's an edge that's sitting there, and that edge gets triggered, and then we attack or withdraw. So the trouble is that the edge is the problem, and the edge is in you, not in the other person. And all I can say is that if my edge gets triggered, it's because now that edge has been activated. And I've activated it I'm the one that's in reaction. I've activated, and the edge becomes visible. So I have a range of edges that can get activated, and then that edge becomes visible. Now, either I'm going to hammer on that edge, don't like you, or I'm going to withdraw from that edge because that edge doesn't feel nice. There's a third possibility. And the third possibility is that I approach that edge with humility, with a sense of wonder, the recognition that that edge could be the little boy in me that was not accepted in some kind of way. So there could be deep, deep, deep trauma sitting over there, and that edge is activated. The edge, in a way, I like to think of it as a little boy in me that is in reaction now. So what do? Do I hammer that little boy? Remember, it's all in me. Do I hammer that little boy now? Or do I run away from him? Those are the two things that have happened somewhere in the past. Out of fear, whatever, feeling abandoned, whatever. Could be during the birth process even, where there was taken away from the mother, put on a cold scale to weigh. There could be then already the drama of being taken away from something which was really nice and beautiful and warm, and suddenly it's not there. So we carry deep stuff. That's what I call the edge. Now, you're going to bang on that edge, which is the little boy or girl in you, or you're going to withdraw from it. Those are the two things that the little boy or girl fears. So how do I deal with it? Well, when you actually recognize that you are aware of it, that means that you're aware of the edge. Well, there's you and the edge. So what are you going to be doing to that edge, which is the little boy or girl in you? If you can approach that edge suddenly, instead of running away or hitting it, with a sense of wonder, a sense of awe, okay, little edge, little boy, little girl, you actually are loved, and I'm here for you. So you're actually then doing what I call an alchemic process, a real major process of actually meeting that edge and going forward towards it in a non-judgmental way, in a way that is loving. So that part of you that is aware, not the part of you that is reacting, that is your reaction, that's your edge, that's a part of you that needs to be brought back into the wholeness. You are the awareness. You are still aware of that edge. So there's the edge and there's awareness. Allow the awareness, which is I call that the soul aspect. Allow the soul to meet that edge, which is the ego. The edge is the ego, the one that's where's the soul. So allow the soul forces that you are to move into that space of your ego and recognize that it's holding something which is imperfect, as it were, or not in balance, out of harmony with the whole. And when you can meet that edge, you suddenly discover that you can go right through, and the edge opens up. And then that edge becomes part of the wholeness that you are again. There'll be other edges. I'm not sure if there's an end to edges, to be quite honest, but those edges are real alchemic spaces. They are places of real deep growth, amazing growth. And when you can meet that edge, that little boy, little girl in you, and go through that edge to the other side, there you meet the vastness of this amazing, non-judgmental, creative space again. And that's your soul being coming forward again. Have a good day.